Hello friends and welcome to episode 11 of Quarter Life Questions. My name is Gino, you are on Sam and Gino's channel. If you are new here, welcome. This is a solo podcast where I talk about just things that are going on for someone in their mid-20s, things I think about, things that are going on in my life, and all that kind of fun stuff. So before I start, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, please subscribe, really appreciate it. It's like 60-70% of you don't subscribe, so it makes a huge difference to us if you do. So, today's episode, I'm going to talk about 26 lessons I learned in 26 years. But before that, a bit of personal news. I'm not going to bore you with it because it's not why you're here. A few things. Today, I just finished my last day of my job before I jet off to Dubai this day next week. So, I'm officially now unemployed for the next 7 days or so. And that's always a weird feeling. It's very hard leaving a job that you loved, but I've spoke about this previous episode, so I'm not going to get into it. What else happened? I turned 26 this week, so today is the 23rd. I turned 26 3 days ago. That's when I wrote this list of 26 things I've learned. And also yesterday, Friday, I got my blue belt in Jiu-Jitsu, which was an absolutely massive accomplishment for me. And I was really, really happy with myself and delighted. And if you don't know what Jiu-Jitsu is, or you don't understand the grading system, then that's not going to mean shit to you. But if you did, you'll understand my happiness with that. So, as I said, didn't want to bore you with too much stuff. Let's get straight into the lessons. As always, Mr. Unprofessional here. I have them written on my laptop. So, I'm going to start reading them, and then if I feel like they need to be explained a little bit, I'll explain them as I see fit. And if you have any questions on any of these, or you want to talk about any of these lessons that I say I've learned, just shoot me a message. We can talk about them. I'm always on my phone anyway, so I'm always ready to talk. And I'm unemployed for a week, so perfect timing. Right, lesson number 1. I've written, there's no reward without hard work. You can't bluff through your entire life. And this is something I learned the hard way, and this is something you really, really need to take on board. No one's going to hand you anything, basically, and if you're not willing to put in the work and you're not willing to work hard, you're not going to get it. You're going to get nothing for it. And a lot of people, especially I know me when I was younger, me and Sam spoke about this recently, but a lot of younger people think that they can find some little scam or some little kind of money hack, and they're going to be able to live their whole life doing absolutely F all, and putting no effort into anything, putting no work into anything, no passion into anything. Let me tell you right now, if you're one of those people and you're young, and I know we've got a younger audience here too, if you are one of these people, forget it, get it out of your head. Hard work trumps all. So that's something that's really, really important to think about. Lesson number 2, if it smells like shit and looks like shit, it's probably shit. And you can apply this to anywhere. You can apply this to relationships, you can apply this to business ideas, you can apply this to friends, you can apply this to anything. And basically, sometimes things are what they seem. If something seems too good to be true, it very, very well could be. So one thing I've learned over the years, if it smells like shit, looks like shit, it's probably shit. Prime example was Forex, Johnny's Forex trading. I know people are well wise to them now, but for years, a few years ago, like 4 years ago, they kind of came on the scene, and people were getting caught out with them, me included, and you lose a lot of money doing these things. And this idea of, oh, you can make all this money so easily, all you do is tap, tap, tap on your phone twice a day, you make €1,000, forget about it. It doesn't work. It's if it looks like shit, smells like shit, it's probably shit. Lesson number 3, nobody owes you anything. You're not owed anything, and don't wait around for someone to hand you what you think you're owed. Go grab it yourself, go get it, because everyone is battling their own demons, everyone's running their own race. So if you think that, oh, well, yeah, my buddy, if he makes it, he'll take me along with him, or my family member, or my dad, or whatever it is, they don't owe you anything. And a lot of people will fall into this. I'm trying to think, there was a celebrity, and I can't remember who it was, but basically, obviously super rich, and his kids were like, oh, sure, we don't need to do shit, we're just going to get all his money. And then he didn't give it to them. He donated it all when he died, and it was left in the will. I can't remember who it was. But anyway, basically, you're not owed anything from anyone, no matter how entitled you think you are. You're not entitled to it. So go out, get your own stuff, and do your own work. Number 4, your parents know far more than you think. You need to stop dismissing them. So you think, and I think, and we're all guilty of this, that because we're, 20, 25, 30, whatever we are, we think we know so much more than our parents. They have got double the life experience you have. They've learned double the lessons, if not more. They grew up in harder times, they grew up having to work harder, and they understand and know far more than you think. And just because they mightn't be able to use the latest app, or they might know how TikTok works, or they might get confused about Instagram stories or whatever it is, that's easy shit. They know, they have learned things that they can teach you, and if you're smart enough, you take on board what they're saying and then apply it to what you're doing. So like, especially when it comes to work and business, and they always say like, your mother's always right. That's like the saying or whatever. And you bring a girl home or a boy home, and your mother doesn't like him straight away. You're like, what's wrong with them? And then after a few months, you realize your mother was always fucking right about it. And as annoying as it is, it's true. Look, they're not right about everything. Some things have changed, obviously, from their time. But take everything they say on board, and it doesn't have to be just your parents, just people that are older than you in general. Stop dismissing them, take it on board, and just adjust it and apply it to your life and what you can do with it. Number 5, stop smoking weed. If it doesn't apply to you, that's fine. If it does apply to you, really think about it. Waste of money, waste of time, makes you weak, makes you lazy, and it's unforgiving. And people say it's not addictive. It is addictive. Of course it's addictive. It's a drug. So this is just something that I've learned over the years. Stop doing it. Don't do it. If you really, really like it and you want to manage it similar to the way you can manage alcohol, yeah, that's fine. But these people that just smoke weed all day, every day, and they're not going to college because they're smoking weed, or they just have to smoke weed before everything they do. Figure it out and figure out how to stop. They're like, oh, it's my medicine, it's my this, it's my that. Stop it. Just everything in moderation. Yeah, fine. Like, obviously, everything I'm saying here is slightly generalized. Everything in moderation, whatever. If you're into it, you're into it. It's legal. It's becoming legal in places. People use it for health benefits, for pain, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's fine. If you're dependent on it, you need to figure that out. It's not good. It's not good to be dependent on anything, really. Bad enough being dependent on coffee and whatever else you are. Add in a weed that makes you lazy and fucking melts your brain on top of it, That's something you need to get on top of. Number 6, keep your credit history strong. This is so important. Stop taking out loans that you're not going to pay back. Stop thinking you're going to get away with these things. You won't, and this will come back to bite you in the ass. And you might only be 18, 19, 20, take out a loan, you're like, who cares? I fucking £1,000 now. Who needs to pay that back? Who gives a shit? Who's going to care? It's only the credit union. It's only this. They care. They will catch you. You will pay for it eventually. You will pay for it in the form of a new loan you need to get in the future, or not being able to get a mortgage, having to rent for the rest of your life, whatever it might be. Do not mess with it. Don't mess up your credit history. If you're going to get a loan, pay it back. Don't overborrow. Don't overspend. Figure it out. Do not put yourself in bad credit history. I cannot stress it enough. Working car sales for 6.5 years, I've seen it time and time again. People who messed up in the past, and then they end up having to get these high interest loans just to make up for the mess that they made when they were younger. So if you're a young person, or any person of any age, pay your bills no matter what. If you have a loan, pay it. Number 7, if a relationship doesn't serve you anymore, end it and be ruthless about it. This isn't just like a relationship with your boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, or boyfriend-boyfriend, or whatever it is. This is a relationship in any sense. This is a relationship with a job. This is a relationship with weed, drugs maybe. This is a relationship with alcohol. This is a relationship with some sort of exercise. Anything you're doing, if the relationship isn't serving you anymore, you need to wipe it, because people just stick to these things. It's like the sunk cost fallacy. They stick to something because of the amount of time that's gone into it, and it's not even worth their while doing anymore. So if that's you, if there's a relationship that's not serving you anymore in any sense, get rid of it. You will waste years trying to hold on to something that's not working. Years, and it will catch up on you, and all of a sudden you'll be 24, 25, 26, 30, 40, 50, and you'll have wasted 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 30 years in a relationship that has not been serving either parties or either situations anymore. So if that's the case, figure that out. Number 8, doing any kind of research or any kind of work into something you're going to do will benefit you massively. And the reason why is because nobody else is. Nobody else is doing it. Nobody else bothers their whole to get up and do the smallest bit of research. If you're starting a new job, Watch some YouTube videos, read some books, do something about it. Just anything would put you ahead of so many other people. Because, okay, don't get me wrong, there's always someone working harder than you. But the amount of lazy people that are just trying to wing things and do absolutely zero research into what they're doing or what they're talking about is insane. It is so insane. And the older you get, the more you spot this. The more you see people bluffing. Don't get me wrong, I'm the biggest bluffer of all time, and loads of people bluff and you can get away with it. But if you just do a little bit of work, a little bit of research, and a little bit of time into something, it's a lot more time than other people are doing. Number 9, learn how to sell things. Learn sales. In some way or another, find yourself a sales job at some point in your life and learn how to do it. This will benefit you in so many ways, it's not even funny. It will benefit you in relationships, it will benefit you with friends, it will benefit you in work, it will benefit you in business. If you can sell yourself, firstly, not like not sell your, anyway, you know what I mean. Sell yourself, you can sell yourself to a boss, you can sell yourself to a business partner, you can sell yourself to a future partner, you're in a relationship, and you need to be able to sell yourself. And if you can't sell things, you're at a massive disadvantage to those who can. And this is just something, it's almost a non-negotiable for me. And I know it's easy to say that because I'm in sales, but honestly, I've been saying this for years. You need to have some sort of understanding about how to sell something or someone to something or someone else. Figure that out. Even if you don't get a job in it, just learn some techniques, learn some sales, or just do something to practice it in some way. Jesus, the wind is crazy. Number 10, the shy baby gets no sweets. And I say this a lot and people laugh, and I thought that was a common saying, but apparently it isn't. Anyway, shy baby gets no sweets. Ask for things. Just ask. This is something that's so important. Again, I know I'm going back to work and sales, but look, this is what it is. Ask for the deal. When I'm selling a car, almost every single customer I meet, I'll ask them, hey, do you want to buy this car? Do you want to go ahead with that deal? All they can say is, no, I'm not ready yet, or yeah, I do. And a lot of the time when you're selling something, if you're a salesperson, you're selling stuff all day, every day, you're used to it. But if sometimes, especially in like something like a car or something like that, people they don't buy cars every day. They're not sure how to go ahead with this. They're not sure how to go ahead with a deal with you. So they're sitting there and they're kind of like, okay, I kind of want to buy this car, but I don't really know what to say. And then they end up just leaving and they're like, oh, thanks, food for thought, we'll think about it. Ask, hey, do you want to buy this car? And then they're like, oh, thank God he initiated that. And no one's ever going to be upset at you for asking. Same with if you want to take someone on a date, just ask him. Be like, hey, would you have interest in going for dinner with me, or whatever you want to ask him. Just ask. You will not get it if you don't ask. Now, you might stumble over it, don't get me wrong, or someone might get so sick of you not asking that they'll ask you. Just ask. Ask for the deal, ask for the business, ask for the help, and ask for the date, whatever it is. And if you, worst case scenario, they say no, and who cares, you move on. You've 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Now, this is something that I still haven't properly learned and haven't taken on board myself. Listen more than you speak. Listen to what people are saying. You will learn so much. If you actually just bothered to stop wanting to speak. So the amount of times I see people in conversations, they're not even listening to what the other person's saying. They're just waiting for their turn to speak. And they're on it. No one cares. Here's me chatting to the camera telling you not to stop. But you know what I mean. Nobody cares. Take your time to listen to what people say. Take it in. Think about it. And then answer when you need to. Or, just talk less, listen more. That's all it is. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Start a martial art. This, I cannot tell you how much this has benefited me. This has benefited my health, my confidence, and my social skills. It's taught me how to deal with things outside of the gym that I never even would have thought of. Because if you go and you do, for example, a jiu-jitsu class, and you get beat up by, you could get beat up by a girl, you could get beat up by a guy who's 10 years younger than you, way smaller than you, whatever it is, that would be the worst part of your day. Trust me, that would be the worst part of your day. You getting choked or punched in the head or kicked in the leg will be way worse than whatever problem you're having at work. So this will teach you, firstly, that skill, and also just for your health and for your confidence. Knowing, okay, like I'm not going to say go out beating people up or anything, but knowing you might be able to hold your own if something was to happen gives you huge confidence. I have literally, okay, I'm not like in great shape and I'm not some sort of god or anything, but I have literally changed shape I've changed, my posture has changed, my shoulder width has changed, my chest, my face, my head, my ears have changed shape. Everything has changed shape since I started doing jiu-jitsu. And it's just a healthier body, and it's a more moved body. Your body, I seen a girl's Instagram story yesterday, and it was a really good quote, and she's one of the trainers in Extreme in Clonmel, and she said something like, you don't have to move your body, you get to move your body. And that really stuck with me. That's a really, really important thing. Go out and move. And I just think learning a martial art, whether it's kickboxing, taekwondo, Muay Thai, I recommend jiu-jitsu just because that's what I do, and you don't have to get kicked or hit that often. It will change your life, trust me. There's so many benefits. Your confidence, you get to talk to people, you get used to being weirdly close to people. I know it sounds gross now, but like people sweating on you, you're touching sweaty people, you're tackling people, you're falling to the floor, you're hitting your head, you're getting your arms pulled, and people are like, oh, I'd get so mad if someone was choking me. You won't. You're doing it. You know you're doing it. You tap. You're in a sport. You will learn and benefit so much from doing a martial art. And I just personally recommend jiu-jitsu for a few reasons. One of the main ones, I don't have to get punched or kicked, which is nice. And the other one, you can do it forever. You can't do Muay Thai forever. You'll end up busted up. You can do jiu-jitsu. Don't get me wrong. You'll be busted up from jiu-jitsu. Your elbows are sore. Your knees are sore. But you can change your pace. And there's loads of really much older people that you do jiu-jitsu as well. So it's good for that. Number 13. Take the hint. If someone doesn't seem interested, stop wasting your time. I don't think I need to explain that. That's self-explanatory. Just take the hint. Be smarter with your money. Start saving and investing from an earlier age, no matter how small the amount. People think, I can only save a tenner a week. It's not even worth saving. Of course it is. Just start saving. Again, self-explanatory. Some of these will be self-explanatory. 15. Oh yeah, that's a follow-on from 14. Actually, don't be cheap. Nobody likes the guy who's like, oh hey, I bought you a beer last night. Can you Revolut me that €5? Don't. Just stop being cheap. Stop being mangy. Stop being that guy who's counting the pennies. Just what goes around comes around. Figure it out. Number 16. Travel as much as you can. Some of the best memories I've ever made have been on holidays with my friends, with partners, with my family. Travel, see the world. Don't get stuck into returning to the same place all the time. Returning to the same holiday resort where it's just a bunch of Irish pubs or whatever. Go out, see the world, see things, see culture. You'll never know what you're going to find. You'll never know who you're going to meet. Some of the funniest stories and the best times I've had were just like down on some street of Bangkok, or in Poland, in Krakow, in the square in Krakow, or in Rome, in Milan, in Vegas. Literally the only good stories I have are from trips away with people, so that's something to keep in mind. Number 17, momentum. If you have it, do not let it slip. Now eventually you will slip, but try hold on to it for as long as possible. This is where you will make progress. This is where you will jump leaps and bounds. Do not let momentum run away from you, because momentum is exactly what you need to grow as a person in any walk of life. Momentum is key. I'm getting a bit tired. My eyes hurt a little bit, but anyway, we keep going. Number 18. If it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. That's from a Tim Ferriss book, Tim Ferriss quote. It's very, very hard to apply, and I've tried it millions of times, and you get carried away with yourself. But if someone asks you to do something, if you get offered a job, if you move to another country, if you're thinking about getting a relationship, or if you're in a relationship, and basically if it's not fuck yeah, I'd love to fucking do that, then it's no, forget about it. Just scrap it. You don't have enough time. Move on. Number 19. People will prioritize what's important to them. Don't allow someone lead you on with maybes and faraway plans that will inevitably be cancelled. Basically, if someone's not making time for you, just forget about them. You know yourself, when someone wants you to do something, you're like putting it on the long finger. You're like, oh yeah, we'll get to that. If you wanted to do it, you'd literally make time that day to do it. Nobody's that busy, Joe. Figure it out. Watch out for that. It's a nasty one, and it's a nasty one to get stuck in. People leading you on like that, so keep an eye on that. Number 20. The things you hate most in others may just be a reflection of what you hate the most about yourself. I'll say that again. The things you hate the most about someone else may very well just be a reflection of what you hate about yourself. Think about that. Think about the people that annoy you, that irk you, that you hate, and what they do that irks you. Is that just something that you do, that you wish you didn't do, that you wish you could change? Think about that. Someone said that to me recently about something I was giving out about, and it really, really stuck with me. 21. Take notes and journal as much as you can. I am terrible for journaling. You hear that everyone recommends it. I'm terrible at it. But what I do is maybe every month or 2 months, I just take some time on the notes. The notes app on your phone is the most underrated app in the world. Go on there. I literally type to myself. I'd hate for anyone to actually see it. Talk to myself in like the third person. I'm like, hey Gino, how are you doing? Things aren't going so great for you right now. You're this, you're that. This is going on. Why is this happening? But I have it all the way back to like 2020, and I can read back, and there's a huge, sometimes there's like 8 months gaps in between, but it's 100% worth doing. It's 100% healthy for you, and if you can do it regularly, the more regularly you can do it, the better. But just do it, even if it's once a year. Just write some notes so you can look back and see how far you've come, or see what issue you haven't solved yet. 22. If you get a new girlfriend, boyfriend, or just a new partner, don't ignore your friends for them, because more than likely your friends were there long before them, and they'll probably be there long after them, more than likely. If a partner doesn't want you spending time with your friends, that is not a good partner. That is not someone you want to be with. So don't ignore your friends. Look, your parents have told you that already. You don't need me lecturing you on it. 23. Keep your room, your inbox, and your car tidy. This will give you a clearer mind. If your room's not clean, if your messages aren't all opened, or your emails, you have 1,000 emails, 40 messages, 30 WhatsApp, 20 Snapchats, your room's a mess, your car's full of shit, your head is going to be completely frazzled. Just keep those 3 things clean, and it will make your day a lot easier. 24. Be easy to deal with. Don't be a person people dread having to talk to. That can be a difficult one for someone to take in, because you'll never think it's you. But just be handy, be easy, don't be difficult, especially in business. Don't be that guy that is like, oh sure, it's impossible to get money out of him, it's impossible to do a deal with him, it's impossible to talk to him, and this will go in any way. It's just stubbornness usually that gets in your way, so think about that. Number 25, try not to put things on the long finger. Knock tasks off your list as soon as they come on it. Basically, if you have something to do, just do it. Stop pushing it out, because you're going to have to do it eventually. May as well just knock it off the list straight away. It's done, dust it out the gap. 26, be honest and transparent. This will make you so much easier to trust and will lead to opportunities down the line. If you're someone, thank God I can close that. If you're someone that people trust and people think is a good guy or a good girl, and you're honest and you're transparent with people, you make a mistake, you tell them, you own up to it. You're not trying to hide anything, you're not trying to lie things. People will appreciate that, people will respect that, and people will want to deal with you. Now guys, that was tiring. I am absolutely wrecked after that. That was 26 lessons that I learned in the first 26 years of my life, and I stand by all of them. I put about 3 or 4 hours into thinking about them. I took some out, put some in. I wanted to do 26 because 26 years, whatever. I actually copied the idea of James Smith video, which was 30 lessons you learned in 30 years, I think. Anyway, that's it guys. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all for the support in this channel recently. It's been huge. Thank you all for the views. Thank you all for the likes. They mean the world to us. They make it a lot easier to go and do these videos. And thank you for the feedback, the messages I've been getting. And yeah, if you disagree with anything, leave me know in the comments. Send me a message. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. Or if you really, really agreed with anything, or you've found some of these lessons you've learned already too, let me know too. Let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Thank you all so much. The next time I speak to you, I may very well be in Dubai. I don't know. Depends when the episode comes out. But if not, guys, I'll see you next week. Thank you all so much. Episode 11, quarter life questions, done and dusted. Cheers.